Tools. That's me, Michelle Carville. For those of you that don't know me, because I am going live on the page, not into the group, and it is being streamed into the group. For those of you that don't know me, my name's Michelle Carville. I'm the co-partner, co-founder of the Online Digital Academy. My background is that for 25 years, I've been a marketeer. I grew up with digital. I've written 4 books around social media and digital strategy. And so I'm seen as a bit of a thought leader in this space. I'm very passionate about digital and leadership. I've trained an awful lot of people. I say thousands of people because it is thousands of people. I'm a course director for the Chartered Institute of Marketing, where I teach courses there. And I'm also a consultant. I'm a practitioner. You know, I practice what I preach day in, day out. And the ODA is our opportunity to bring all of that knowledge, not just my knowledge, but with Sarah Kerrigan as well. I nearly called her Sarah Carville, but Sarah Kerrigan, to bring all of this wonderful insight and knowledge that we've got to the table. So that is what the lunchtime, that's what the ODA is about, the Online Digital Academy. You're looking at this live at the moment. It's going live on the main page. There's also a group. So if you're not watching this in the group, there is the Online Digital Academy group, which is much more about conversation and tools and resources and questions around how we can support and help you with your social media and digital journey. So that's a bit of an intro to who I am and what the ODA is. The session is all about useful tools and apps. Hi, Jenny. Good to see you here as well. And the ODA, as I mentioned last week, just to give you a bit of an insight into the ODA, the Online Digital Academy, has really been determined because what Sarah and I have found over the years is that there are certain steps that people need to know and learn about around digital literacy. And those steps always have to start with, what am I doing? What do I want to be known for, seen as? What am I going out into this digital space for? So you have to kind of get your brand, purpose, personal brand, however that manifests, whether you're an individual, an organization, or a brand, you know, however that looks at, getting that message clear, those values, so that you've got the understanding of what it is you're going to be going forward with. Then you need to be confident with the digital channels. And that comes from really understanding who your audiences are, the channels, the content that is required to put out into those channels, the insights, the learning, the data, the analysis. You know, we can all get really hung up on that stuff. The networks, they are social networks, so social networking is a really important part, and how you pull all that together and galvanize it into a very strong and robust, how do you show up, whether as an individual, whether as a brand, whether as an organization online. So there are, those are the key steps. We break those key steps down into 12 different programs. So over the coming weeks, we're sharing stuff out of this program with you, and we'll be sharing it in more detail. But if you want more information about that, we now have a website, and you can visit the Online Digital Academy. So it's just onlinedigitalacademy.co.uk. I'll make sure the link is in the notes here on this. So back to what we're covering today. I'm going to cover useful tools that I'm going to share with you that we use within Carville Creative, that Sarah uses within her endeavors. I'm going to get you thinking about how these tools help you with content creation. So for those of you that joined last week, we talked about content and content creation. This kind of helps some of these tools, not all of them, but some of them help you to speed up that content creation around video and memes and images and things like that. And then it would be really good if you've got tools that you love to kind of share what those are as well, so that we can turn this into a bit of a useful tools resource, so that people can look at those links, and I'll be sure to dive in and pull some of those out, put screen grabs behind them and things, so that people can actually see and explore some of those other tools. And of course, if you've got questions, we're all about questions. So if you've got questions, share your questions, keep those questions rolling as we go through. And I will promise to try and keep you no more than that 30 minutes that we've got. So I'll just speed things along. And as you come on, please say hello. Let me know who's watching so that I can say hello back to you, and if you've got questions. So my first tool that I'm going to share with you. Now, this is interesting, this tool, because two little anecdotal stories about this tool. It's called Followerwonk, W-O-N-K, followerwonk.com. And what Followerwonk is really useful for doing is searching Twitter bios. Now, some people might say, well, I don't like Twitter, I don't get Twitter, but Twitter is definitely the most powerful tool when it comes to connection. And what I mean by that is when it comes to wanting to find out who's who and where are they. So if you want to get to the CEO of an organization, if you want to try and find out who the journalist is of a particular magazine, if you're trying to get to doctors and you want to see which doctors who study thyroids, you know, are on, or cardiologists, that's probably a better example, are on Twitter, then you can search their bios for things like cardiologists, and which you wouldn't ordinarily be able to do. You'd have to really know who you were going forward to. So this searches the bios, not just the content, the bios. So this is really about helping you to grow your network. It's a really useful tool. I was introduced to this tool probably about 8 years ago when we were doing some work with Cisco Systems, and we were doing some work with them because their US social media team needed a UK social media team to manage an event for them in Europe, and so we partnered with them on that event. And one of the things we were talking about was the specialisms of that event. It was all about a certain piece of tech, and it was quite specialist, quite niche. And one of the things we wanted to do was find out who we needed to connect with for that particular campaign. So what we were able to do was use this tool. Now, it was the head of social at Cisco at that time that said to me, oh yeah, we use this tool. And I was thinking, oh my goodness, you know, it's going to be expensive, and it's a free tool, really powerful, really useful. There are other options where you can upscale and, you know, upgrade and buy into other features and benefits. But just going on to this, I know that we utilize this in Carvel Creative, really, really useful. And then just probably about 2 years ago, a very nice friend of mine, Amanda Fitzgerald now, who is a PR expert, she was so excited. In fact, she did a live when on the group, probably about 2 years ago, maybe 18 months ago. And she said to me, Michelle, I've got this gem of a tool and you probably haven't heard about it. I'm so excited. I learned this from a key journalist who uses this all the time to seek out who it is that they need to be speaking to. And she said, it's called Followerwonk. And I said, no, I think you'll find it's called Followerwonk. And she was like, oh, I can't believe you know about it. But yes, not many people do know about it. You may know about it, but if you don't, it's definitely worth having a look. If you need to search for bios, you want to find out who it is that you need to connect with, this is a perfect tool to be utilizing. So let me know if you know about this tool. Let me know if you don't. Say, oh, like that, you know, and things like that. So I know that these tools are useful for you. So that's a really useful tool. The other one, which is, you know, because we've all become very fond of Followerwonk in the Carvel Creative Agency, one of the things that the team would say is, God, wouldn't it be wonderful if we had a tool like Followerwonk for Instagram? So we could search Instagram bios, and ta-da, SearchMyBio does exactly that. So in the same way that we have Followerwonk, there's also the ability to search bios on Instagram. So again, that's a great way to find influencers. It's a great way to find users. One of the ways we use this, so one of the clients that we work for has a very niche market, and their market is to do with skin conditions. And so they're looking for people with vitiligo, which is, you know, that kind of pigmentation where some people lose certain parts of pigmentation of their skin. Now that's a very niche area. It's going to be difficult to find those people or the breadth of people who are talking about, I'm champion vitiligo, I'm you know, I've got vitiligo, I'm interested in vitiligo, I'm a dermatologist in vitiligo. You know, it's very niche, and it's not necessarily, you know, it's the people that you want to be connecting to, not necessarily the conversation. And so the people, you can search those bios for that. So pretty much Search My Bio does what Followerwonk does. If you're looking to find and connect with people and you need to search out who they are so that they're relevant to your audience and the campaign and the activity that you're doing, then Search My Bio is the perfect thing for that. So that's not too much more to say on that. Again, I urge you to go and have a look at it. It's pretty simple. You know, you get on there, you do various things. You can order it by relevancy. You can look at followers of people. You can search hashtags. There's lots of other bits and pieces that you can do with that platform as well. So that brings me on to Canva. Now, this is, I suppose, more of a content channel, app, or solution, and you can have this on your, most of these apps, by the way, you can utilize on both desktop and your mobile. So Canva, how many of you are using Canva? Anybody using Canva? If you are, send me some thumbs up, some hearts, so I know that you already know this platform. So Canva is almost, I wouldn't say it's putting graphic designers out of a job, because, you know, you still need some expertise in various things, but it is great for kind of quick wins, and for if you've got your logo uploaded and backgrounds uploaded and you know what your Pantone colors are, there are lots of wonderful templates that you can utilize for both social media, for event marketing, for documents, videos. I mean, you can, we were talking about this just the other day, you can actually create whole ebooks and e-guides by literally just putting your content in, and it will repurpose it into an e-guide on Canva. So there are some really wonderful smart templates. Yes, so Elizabeth's using Canva, yeah, Shelley's using Canva. It's, I mean, pretty much all of the team in Carvel are using Canva. I use it often for lots of, it's great for little memes, it's great for quotes, it's just a really useful tool. And they have a free version, and there's a lot you can do with the free version. You know, there's an awful lot you can do with the free version, and then they have a paid for version as well, and they have different levels of pro and super pro and various things that you can do. But if you're not using Canva, then I urge you to have a look, and it's very intuitive to use, very intuitive to use, very simple. You can just go around and use it. So yeah, so if you're using that, good. Now the other one on content is Animoto. Now some of you may have your own favorite video making apps, and if you have, share them, because we love to see more apps. We love to learn about new apps. I know there's Clips. I know that Adobe have a number of, Adobe Spark have some great, both imagery and video clips. So Adobe Spark is a good one. But we like Animoto. Why do we like Animoto? Because it gives you some really useful templates, and it's super simple to use. You can add music in there, you can add your branding onto it. Again, there's a free version where they'll have a little bit of their logo on there, Animoto, but you can utilize the paid for version. And it's not a, you know, when I'm saying paid for, often these are just a few dollars a month, you know, anything from $5-6 up to maybe $15 a month. It's not expensive for your own do-it-yourself video making software. And you can do things, some really inventive and creative things with Animoto. So are any of you using Animoto? Let me know if you're using Animoto. We like it. These are just some of the templates. So you've got new, you know, they'll give you even templates that are designed with the objective that you're trying to achieve. So a new launch promo, a bite-sized product intro, a new collection portfolio. So even if you're kind of like, oh, I don't know where to start with it, the beauty of Animoto is, and these are just some of the templates, once you go into these templates, there are different ways that you can use the templates. You can slow down the transitions, you can have different transitions, you can play with the text and play with the music and the way that it works. And it's really kind of drag and drop at execution. There's nothing too onerous around it. So for starting out, it's perfect. And not just for starting out, for even mature brands, utilizing some of these, and for mature businesses, utilizing some of, you'd be surprised who are using some of these quick tools, particularly for creating short, bite-sized, chunkable content for social media, where you just want something that's, 15 seconds, 30 seconds. You just want to go pow pow, but you want it to animate and move. Then Animoto is a really, really useful tool. So anybody using Animoto, give me some thumbs. That's one, if you're not, definitely one to check out. Next on our tools, now Linktree. So it's mainly for Instagram, and there's another tool that does exactly this called Campsite as well. But I'm going to talk about Linktree, because Linktree's probably been around a lot longer. And when Linktree came out initially, it wasn't that popular, but it seems to be gathering more in momentum now, as more and more people, as well as Instagram is evolving into a broader platform. And what Linktree allows you to do, so if you don't have 10,000 followers on Instagram, you can't put links in your posts, and you can only have the one major source link in your bio, and that's still the case. And it's kind of frustrating because on Twitter, on Facebook, on LinkedIn, you can pretty much send people from your image to a link so that they can get back to the source material. Instagram doesn't allow you to do that. It has restrictions on followers, and you have to have a certain amount of followers and kudos to be able to do that. So what the majority of people do, and what everybody does, and if you don't have a link in your bio, you should definitely have a link in your bio. It allows you to have one solitary link in your bio. And of course you can then keep saying in your post, link in the bio. You can do lots of link in the bio, nice little animations and things on your stories to encourage people to go back and see that link in the bio. So when they go to that link in the bio, ordinarily there's one link, and that may take them to your website. You may have on your website, you may be taking them to a product landing page. But what if you want to take them to more places than one place? So what Linktree allows you to do is to add in a number of links. So for example, here you will see that this is the Microskin account, your Microskin, and you will see here that it's got Linktree/your Microskin. There's one link in the bio, but if you clicked on that link, you will see that then it takes you to either the color matching app on the website, just directly to their website, or to their blogs. So you're able to break out from the one link into a number. It's a tree of links. It's literally a link tree, as it says. So it can be really useful if you've got more than one thing that you want to steer people to. It's probably not, it's the power of three is an interesting phenomena, because if you have too many links in your link tree, it can just become like, I'm not even sure where to go, So people, it's almost as that wonderful case study, isn't there, about the jam company that, made so many jams, and they put all these different varieties of jams, and people walked into the jam shop and nobody bought any jam. The minute they reduced that down to 3 jams, they sold all 3 jams. So you don't want to give people too many links. The power of 3 is powerful. It works on digital, it works online, it works with content, it works with copy. It works with links, so don't overcrowd your link tree. That's a little bit of a tip if you are going to do this. So one thing is, link tree in your bio, you can link off to things, but don't overcook the links. Test it, see what's working, track where things are coming from. So again, anybody using Linktree, give me some feedback, send me some thumbs up, hearts, questions, whatever, as we're going through. I will make sure that I will get to these. And if I can't get to all the questions in the group, if people are in the group asking questions, I will definitely be jumping in to the group after this, and I will answer any questions there. But hopefully you're finding this useful. Send me some feedback, give me some hearts if you're liking this, if some of this is useful for you. Okay, so the next thing that we get asked a lot about is subtitles on videos, because what we know about video is that it's, everybody says video is it on social media. You've got to have video, you've got to have video, you've got to have video. So we've given you some tips earlier about how you can create video for your social media activity quite quickly. And even if you've videoed a person and they're talking and there's a nice dialogue, the key here is that the majority of people, when they're watching video, particularly on their phone, have the sound off. And if they're watching it in desktops, they often have the sound off. And so that's where subtitles come in really, really handy, because just think about your own user behavior. How many times do you watch the video and you're just reading the subtitles? You don't actually listen to the audio, because it's either inconvenient, it's noisy wherever you are, and you'd have to hold the phone up to your face, then you can't watch the video. So often it's not convenient. So what Subtly does is it allows you to add subtitles automatically in seconds. And I have to say, there are other ways of doing this. You can upload your video into YouTube. YouTube has a really good subtitle creator as well, automatically. Facebook allows you to do it as well. When you upload a video, there's an option. Only on the first upload, when you're first uploading it, you can't kind of retro go back, as far as I know, and then add subtitles to a video. You only get the one chance as you're uploading it to say, do you want to add subtitles? And then it will add its subtitles. So those things are really useful. But Subtly, I think, is a really great free tool. This is a free tool. I'm sure they're going to be putting some money behind it at some point, because it's only in beta at the moment. But it is really, really good. And I use it for my podcast. So when I'm doing podcast videos, I take a segment of that podcast, I turn it into a video, and over the audio, so the woman isn't, or the man isn't speaking, but you don't see them moving like a video, but over the podcast. So if any of you are using podcasts, this is a great tool for that. It will overlay the subtitles of the podcast. So to give you an example of that, this is the podcast that I was recently editing. I've taken a snippet of that podcast, and you can see that I uploaded that into Subtly. And what happens is it takes the video up, and then down the left-hand side, it shows you the words. So you can then play your video and you can see the words. Now, if it doesn't get all the words right, because some of the words are challenging, or it gets the spacing out, or if she's saying coaching, it might say coating, then you want to go in and you can change it. It's just all there. You can just literally edit what the words are. So you can literally play and edit. It's really smooth. It's really simple. You can even remove the Get Subtly branding for free. So when you download this as a finished video, it will download and it will have the Subtly on. When you're actually creating it, down the left-hand side where it's got the subtitles, it's actually got styles. If you go into styles, you can literally unclick, take the Subtly branding off, and they don't charge you for that. You can just take it off, and then it's all clean. Nobody'd know that you're ever using a tool to do it. So it's a really, really nice tool. So if you get Subtly, if you need subtitles for your videos, which I suggest is good practice if you're doing social media videos. It's a crazy stat, like 79%. I think it might even be bigger than that, of people that don't, and if you know the stat, share it with me, but I'll Google it afterwards. But it's a huge number of people that don't listen to videos. They watch videos, they don't listen to them. So therefore it makes sense for you to have subtitles. So if you're looking for subtitles, this is a really nice tool. If you've got other tools, please share them with me, and we can share those around with everyone. Now, this is kind of not necessarily directly for social media, although we do use social media. We do use Trello for social media content planning. Trello, how many of you are using Trello? Anybody you know Trello? I know Elizabeth knows Trello. I know Shelley's using Trello. Anybody else using Trello, or is this the first time you've heard of Trello.com? I'm still surprised at how many people don't know about Trello.com or Trello, because it's such a fantastic tool, and it's been around for quite a long time, and it is a powerful project management tool. You can use it for managing anything. You can use it for managing your social media. So the way we work with Trello is that we have a shared board with our clients, and everything goes onto Trello. So we can collaborate on Trello. So they can see the content calendars that we're creating. They can see sometimes some of the content posts. We put our monthly reports up there for them. We do everything via Trello. So everything is visible and transparent. And it's a way that you can get many people who are working on the same project collaborating so that they can see everything. And it's in a really nice organized way. So you have lists, and then you have cards on the lists. So I'm just going to show you, I won't show you a client. 85% of people, okay, I was close, I said 78, 85% of people watch video without sound. There you go. So that's a big number, folks. So make sure you're using subtitles. So back to Trello. Many of you know, as I said at the intro, I've written a few books. This was the last book I wrote. No, it isn't actually. This was the previous book I wrote. And Ian and I, and of course the publisher, were collaborating on this. And you can see that, you can lay out what you need to do. So these are lists. So you have lists. I've got things to do lists, drafts in review lists, edited and final lists, a document store list, original chapter ideas list. So we have those things. And then in each one of those lists, you can see that there are those little cards. And those cards, if you look at drafts in review, chapter 1 there was allocated to Ian, but I can still see it, but it's his card. The other one was allocated to me. So you can allocate tasks. You can tag people so they get alerts as to, hey, you need to go in and now do this and manage that, or I've done my bit, now it's down to you to edit it. There's so much that you can do and manage here. It's an absolute, for people that are keen around productivity and efficiency. And I mean, how many times do you send emails and then you spend half an hour, maybe an hour, looking for the email? How many times do you think, oh, where did I put that document? And you're plowing back through, all your folders to try and find it. Well, the beauty of Trello is you can just house everything on there. The other incredible thing about Trello is it's free. It's a free tool. They do have, again, some paid for services for bigger teams so that you can do various different things. But generally, it's a free resource. So, you can get started with it. And it's even if they paid $100 a month for Trello, if they said that's what I would pay that. I would pay that hands down. I wouldn't even think about it, because it is such a useful business tool. So the fact that it is free is absolutely incredible. So are any of you using Trello? If you are, let me know. Let me know who is using Trello. And if you are using it, what do you think of it? Do you love it as much as I do? So who've we got here? So Elizabeth, good. Shelley, lovely. Oh, hey, Hazel, great to see you on here too. Melanie, hi, how are you? Useful tools here, guys. So I hope if you know of others, please do share them with us as well, because that's what I'd love to know. Which tools do you love? Which tools do you absolutely love? If you've got any tools, put them in the comments.